Hey, welcome back to BMG Drive. Today I have something very special for you. It's a mod that transforms vehicle wheels into something like this. Yeah, you are seeing it right with your naked eye. Tracked vehicles with tracks. So in this one, we will test and compare these vehicles with wheeled vehicles with a few experiments. Let's go!
The first experiment will be a traction test on various surfaces. The goal is to reach the end of each surface. Let's see if there will be drastic differences or none at all. We'll find out in this experiment. The regular vehicle will be the first to approach the snowy ground. So I'm confident it will cross without any problems. Yep, as I already mentioned, the vehicle cuts through the snow like a knife's edge. Very beautiful to look at and remarkable at the same time. This gives the normal vehicle a point, allowing the tracked vehicle to put itself to the test. So don't skip, folks. Now it's the tracked vehicle's turn to show its opponents what it's made of. Well, that is, if the tracks stay attached to the chassis. In some configurations, they simply burst off. Who would have thought it would work so well? The snow background has no negative impact on the vehicle's tracks. Super duper. This means the tracked vehicle also gets a point, making it 1-to-1. The two have mastered the first hurdle well. So, on to the next underground. I'm excited to see what happens. The next section is sandy, and it might be a bit more difficult. I'll tackle this section with a regular vehicle because I'm in the mood. The horn has sounded, and that means we can get going. I think we'll rattle through here again without any trouble. Wow, that was very smooth and exceptionally awesome. This kind of thing deserves my utmost attention, 100%. Well, the regular vehicle gets another point for that. Now the tracked vehicle has to prove itself as well. Of course, these kinds of experiments aren't dangerous, and so it can show you everything without censorship. Our tracked vehicle drives over the sand as if it were nothing, and that's impressive. That will definitely earn the tracked vehicle another point. Really great, right? What can I say? So it's 2-to-2. So let's not waste too much time and start with the third underground. Let's go. This time, the tracked vehicle goes first to keep things fair and just. Well, actually, it doesn't matter who goes first. It might be a bit bumpier and harder this time, but I'm optimistic and determined. Enough talking. Now the soil is stirred up and rinsed, even if it is not possible in BeamNG. As you can see, the chains perform exceptionally well on this terrain. So there are no difficulties like in the other previous sections. The tracked vehicle score is now 3, which it handled really well. We'll try the wheeled vehicle then. I hope can do it. In my opinion, the tires shouldn't have the edge on this kind of surface. But anything can happen, and I'm curious to see if it works. Holy moly, that's even faster than the tracked vehicle. What's going on here? And who pumped this car full of nitro? Anyway, the new score is 3-to-3. Everything is still running smoothly and without problems. But that could change. Off to the next station. I don't want to keep you waiting too long. I've swapped vehicles. For rocky terrain, we use the MD series. They have a slightly higher suspension, so we can guarantee no damage to the chassis. This underground will teach you fear, I can tell you that. Let's begin the adventure, or you'll get mad at me. Of course, these chains are not made of 100% pure steel, so complications could arise. Come on, don't be shy, they're just a few stones. It doesn't matter at all, considering your circumstances. Anyone who thinks I'm doing this on purpose is absolutely mistaken. It happens automatically, so I don't have to do anything. The tracked vehicle is very difficult to move. I press the W key all the way, but it doesn't move at all. Only sometimes with difficulty. I can't believe it. It's truly unbelievable. We're only making very slow progress with a bit of momentum. I'm very disappointed right now. Somehow, the right chain has swung a little too far to the right. That's not good at all. I hope it can still steer. Don't do that to me. You can do it. I've invested a lot of money in you, so don't let me down. I think I can forget about it. It'll never work. We're doomed either way. This means the tracked vehicle does not get a point, and for the first time a vehicle fails on a surface. So then we can drive over this hurdle with the normal vehicle and see if he will make it. The tension is rising. Will this vehicle win for the regular vehicles, or will it be a draw? Even the beginning feels much easier and more comfortable. The wheels do their job 100%. But it is still too early to acknowledge winner. It could happen that we get stuck somewhere. That's why I chose an MD series, so we can easily drive over the rocky terrain. Not much longer, we're almost there. Then we can finally open the victory celebration. This means we've singled out our winner. The wheel team won this section. A round of applause for the wheel team. In summary, the score is 1-0 for the wheel team. Then we move on to the next experiment. The next experiment is to test gradient capability. The vehicle that can climb the highest wins. Simple as that. For this, we used the Stambeco, which had been gathering dust in the garage. A gem, isn't it? Well, we'll start with it here. I haven't done this test in any of my videos yet. The horn signals the start again. The Stambeco in the wheel team accelerates and makes no attempt to slow down. It's already reached 40 degrees, and it looks like it's going to get even hotter. You'll see that with the naked eye right away. Oh, too bad. To the naked eye, it was only 52 degrees. That's impressive for a vehicle like this. I'm going to switch to high gear now. I completely forgot to tell you. We're using high and low gear. That'll probably get us a little higher and a few more degrees. That should be possible. Yep, it definitely looks much better. I think we'll break 60 degrees. But no, we fell back again at 56 degrees. That was 3 degrees more than in low gear mode. I can't say anything about that, except that it worked well. So folks, let's get the tracked vehicle moving and hope we succeed. If not, we have a very big problem. If this happens again like it did with the first experiment, I'll be really angry. Things aren't off to a good start. The acceleration is at the bottom of the universe. Or, as I would say, bottomless. Yes, you heard right. At least we've already reached 15 degrees, so that's a good start. Come on, give yourself a push. You can't be that bad. So, you'll still manage to get the 20 degrees Celsius, or it'll be a complete embarrassment. Or something else I won't say. Phew, it did reach the 20 degrees mark, so it wasn't a total embarrassment. I think that's it. It won't reach any higher. Don't be surprised, I've switched to high gear. Now we'll see if we can go even higher. I suspect, or rather, I can see now, that we can go even higher. We made it to 30 degrees, which means that switching does make a difference for the tracked vehicle. But that's it, I'll keep trying. Maybe it'll get a little boost. Not backward, we want to go forward. The spectators are already going crazy. Even their popcorns are empty. And we can't even move forward. Okay, that's no use anymore. The trip is completely over. We only reached 30 degrees, which is fine. The result of this experiment has been revealed. So it's 2-0 for the wheel team. Who would have thought? Something like this doesn't happen often. Giving up has never been my strong suit, as you can see here. Then we teleport to the next experiment. Maybe you already have a little idea what it's about, but I'll explain it to you anyway. This test tests the strength of the two opponents. I'll increase the trailer's weight after each completed round. Sounds promising. Then we can get started. It starts with the normal vehicle, and it handles a small sofa with ease. That's nothing. Even the pigeon could do that with 3 wheels. So it's more like a free point. By the way, we'll be doing everything with high gear. I think this will tire you out a bit, so I'll speed things up a bit. Very thoughtful of me. Very simple, nothing unusual happened. And so the two are back on a level playing field. But this is just the beginning. Anything else could happen. Then we'll increase the weight of a trailer and see if they can do it in the next round as well. I've now set the trailer to 400 kilograms, and the first to start will be the tracked vehicle. This is going to be pretty interesting. I really have to focus on the straight stretch. Otherwise, I'll make some really big mistakes, and I don't want that. Yes, he notices that the tracked vehicle needs a bit more power and strength. Nevertheless, he pulls it to the finish line, which means he'll get a point. So it's probably the wheeled vehicle's turn. I hope he can handle it and doesn't give up. Let's see if the wheels have enough power and traction to pull this trailer behind them. But I'm always optimistic and confident. Relax, this is no match for the wheeled vehicle. The combined strength of the four wheels is indestructible. Look at the competitor. Wonderful. So it goes on. Time to add even more weight. The trailer now weighs 800 kilograms, so I doubled the weight. This is going to be a tough battle, and I'm not saying that to keep you on the edge. Enough talking. Now we're going to drive and pull as hard as we can. That's what we want and what we want to see. I'll speed things up a bit so you don't get bored to death. Otherwise, there'll be trouble with you. Let's go then. We can't wait too long. The competition is still very hot and fresh. All right, he did a good job. No effort, just went for it. That earned him a point. And now the other guy can take advantage of his opportunity. Here you can see how the trailer is pushed down by the weight. The tracked vehicle has to work hard. You can tell the tracked vehicle has slowed down compared to previous attempts. Nevertheless, it refuses to give up and pulls the trailer along with it. Both have reached the finish line again, which means it's on to round 4. Weight gain. As you can see at the top of the screen, I've increased the weight to 1,000 kilograms. It's a small car, so let's see if the two of them can manage. Of course, the viewers who have already thought about and tried something like this know the result. I don't see any problems with the wheeled vehicle pulling the 1,000 kilograms weight. I call that breathtaking. Now it's the tracked vehicle's turn. Will it make it or will it fall apart? We'll find out and experience that for ourselves. I sped up a bit, so it feels even better. Trust me, fast is always good. Wow, I wouldn't have thought the tracked vehicle would be able to do it. Then it's back to 4 to 4. So, off to the next weight increase on the trailer. We now have 1,400 kilograms on the trailer, and that's quite a lot. This raises the voltage to 400 V. Human voltage. Anyway, we'll really prepare for the straight stretch. That should still be possible. Somehow the tracked vehicle had caused problems here. But then things started looking up again. Keep going, don't stop. You'll soon have it. Keep going, young man, don't let up. And just a little bit more, and he's done it. The tracked vehicle got another point. Wonderful, I really wouldn't have thought so. So then the wheeled vehicle can prove its power when pulling. Sorry about the camera angle. It was kind of stuck. The camera should have been further away to see the trailer. Anyway, let's begin the journey to the line. Nice, that was first class. Now it's 5 to 5 again for both sides. Then we come to the final weight increase. The ultimatum has arrived. Our trailer weight is now 2,100 kilograms. Will one of us fail today? And who will win? The wheeled vehicle will be the first to launch the ultimatum. So be prepared for the decisive battle between wheeled vehicles and tracked vehicles. Get your popcorn and enjoy the show, otherwise I'll have trouble with my hangover. So it starts, the vehicle moves at a slow speed, and everything is still open. But no, he passed with flying colors. It was probably too easy for the wheeled vehicle. Well, then it's the tracked vehicle's turn. The moment of truth has arrived. Will the tracked vehicle equalize the score, or suffer another defeat? All right, that looks good. We're driving to the finish line with some difficulty, and that's a good sign. Just a little bit more, you can't be serious. Oh, what a pity. The tracks came off the chassis in the last few meters. What a pity. The wheel team wins this challenge. The score is now 3 to 0 for the wheel team. The winner is now known. So, we're going to do a fun experiment. Where's the fun in that? Everyone would say. Then, let's get started now. I've now attached a couple of V8 engines to a track roamer. One engine at the front, then 2 on each side, then 2 on top, and the same at the rear. So we have 9 in total. The goal will be to get all 9 engines to the finish line without losing any. I'll show you the finish line. Here's the finish line, and let's see if the roamer makes it there. But I'm confident. Then we don't want to linger too long, otherwise my hands will freeze. Well, my left hand isn't usable anyway, since I had an accident. It seems so strange, but rarity is always rewarded. That's what I think, but it could be different. Wow, I thought we'd broken something because the left chain snapped. But it's working again, thankfully. It's going pretty well. I had my doubts that it would work out this way. I'm happy with that. I don't think anything else will go wrong. The endurance isn't bad. It performs very well. So, the Roamer is a very impressive SUV. On the left side of the vehicle, the V8 engine is constantly grinding against the asphalt. I'm very surprised it hasn't exploded yet. It's not long now, boys and girls, enthusiasts of destruction, even if there wasn't that much destruction. Perhaps the next video will feature a bit more destruction. Holy cow, if that had happened while driving, it would have looked pretty bad. The door wouldn't have held up any longer. So, it was pretty close. We can mark that as a success. Now, it's the tank's turn. So then the tank can prove that it can also tow 9V engines, even if the result is already 100% clear. Since it is very likely that nothing will happen, we increase the video speed. I'd love to drive a tank like that too, because I used to play World of Tanks. I even participated in a few tournaments, but on console, so no esports tournaments. But unfortunately, times change, and so do interests. Now I've found this game, and I love it. The community is very open and friendly, and so is the mod community. Okay, that was just a little nudge from behind. The game's physics crashed immediately.
I hope you enjoyed the video and found it entertaining. Then give me a like or a dislike enough that my computer explodes. So, see you in the next video. I'm Crash Away.